Good morning. How are you guys today? Thank you all for viewing with us and welcome to Bible study with Andre and Betty. We're continuing our studies from last week from the book of Joshua. And Joshua is a young man that was servant to Moses and Aaron, and he is the one God chose to lead the children of Israel into the promised land. And so they're on the east side of the Jordan River now, but once they cross the Jordan River, they'll be in Canaan land. And so we begin in the second chapter of Joshua, and today we're looking at Rehab's confession of faith. And Rahab is a Gentile woman, but she's in one of four women in the genealogy of Christ in Matthew chapter 1. So she is the great grandmother of King David. And it's through the tribe of Judah that Jesus came into the world. And so Joshua is, I've never found his age except at the end of this book. He's given the age of 110 years old, but throughout his mention in the scriptures, I have not found his age. If you find it, please give me a comment on my Facebook page or YouTube. And so we begin in chapter 2, verse 1. And Joshua the son of Nun sent out of Shittim 2 men to spy secretly, saying, Go view the land, even Jericho. And they went and came into an harlot's house named Rahab and lodged there or stayed there. They went to survey the land, and they came into Rahab's house and stayed there. And we're going to see that faith demonstrated by Rahab by the testimony and what she had to say to the 2 spies. Now remember, when God first told the children of Israel to go into the land of Canaan, the land of milk and honey, 12 spies went in and 10 came back with an evil report. But this time, it's only 2 spies going in, and when they come forth, they will be united in their testimony. So verse 2 says, and it was told the king of Jericho, saying, Behold, there came in men in hither tonight of the children of Israel to search out the country. So someone told the king that the children of Israel had come. Verse 3, and the king of Jericho sent unto Rahab, saying, Bring forth the men that are come to thee, which are entered into thine house, for they be come to search out all the country. Now remember, Rahab is a harlot, a prostitute, and the men have gone to her house to stay there. So the king determines that they went to Rahab's house, who is the harlot, and to have her bring them forth to him. And so the woman said, verse 4, and the woman took the 2 men and hid them and said thus, There came men unto me, but I know not where they where they came from or where they're going. But the way it's written, it says, she says, but I knew not whence they were. Verse 5, and it came to pass about the time of the shutting of the gate, when it was dark, that the men went out. Whether the men went, I know not. Pursue after them quickly, for you shall overtake them. So she's lying about what has truly happened with the two spies. But yet it will not be counted against her because she's doing it to protect these spies that Joshua had sent forth to survey the land. Verse 6, but she had brought them up to the roof of the house and hid them with the stalks of flax, which she had laid in order upon the roof. So it's the plants that were in bundles, she laid them upon the roof of the house in order to hide the spies. And the men, this is the men of Jericho in verse 7. And the men pursued after them the way to Jordan unto the fords, are the shallow waters. The fords are shallow waters. And as soon as they which pursued after them were gone out, they shut the gate. And so the gate is the entrance into the city of Jericho. Verse 8, and before the two spies were laid down, she, Rahab, came up unto them upon the roof. And now she's going to begin her testimony of how she began to believe and have faith in the living God. Verse 9, and she said unto the men, I know that the Lord had given you the land, and that your terror is fallen upon us, and that all the inhabitants of the land faint or tremble because of you. And here she go. For we have heard how the Lord dried up the water of the Red Sea for you when ye came out of Egypt, and what ye did unto the two kings of the Amorites that were on the other side Jordan, Sihon and Og, whom ye utterly destroyed. And you read about this in the book of Numbers and Deuteronomy. Verse 11, and as soon as we had heard these things, our hearts did melt, neither did there remain any more courage in any man because of you. For the Lord your God, he is God in heaven above and in earth beneath. So she has faith in who the God of Israel is. Verse 12. Now she's going to make a request. Now, therefore, I pray you, swear unto me by the Lord, since I have showed you kindness, that you will also show kindness unto my father's family or house, and give me a true token or a pledge. Give me evidence that you'll be kind and protect my father's house. Verse 13. And that you will save alive my father and my mother and my brethren and my sisters and all that they have, and deliver our lives from death. So this is her request. And now the men are going to respond. Verse 14. And the men answered her, our life for yours, if you utter not this our business. If you don't tell anybody about this, then we'll die saving your life. And it shall be, verse 14, it shall be when the Lord had given us the land, that we will deal kindly and truly with thee. So they're making this vow to her. Verse 15. Then she let them down by a cord or rope through the window, for her house was upon the town wall, and she dwelt upon the wall. So she lived high off of the ground. Verse 16. And she said unto them, Get you to the mountain, lest the pursuers meet you, and hide yourself there 3 days until the pursuers be returned, and afterward may you go your way. Verse 17. And the men said unto her, We will be blameless or innocent of this thine oath which thou hast made us swear. These are the conditions by which we will protect your family. Verse 18. Behold, when we come into the land, thou shalt bind this line of scarlet thread in the window, which speaks of sacrifice. Thou shalt bind this line of scarlet thread in the window which thou didst let us down by. So the color in red means blood is going to be shed, but you are going to be protected. And thou shalt bring thy father and thy mother and thy brethren and all thy father's household home unto thee, which would include her sisters that she had requested life for. Verse 19. And it shall be that whosoever shall go out of the doors of thy house into the street, his blood shall be upon his head. Whoever goes out of the door, we will not be responsible for them. Verse 19, the last verse. The last part of verse 19. And we will be guiltless. And whosoever shall be with thee in the house, his blood shall be on our head. If any hand be upon him, we will, as long as that you all are all in the same house, you will be protected. Verse 20. And if thou utter this our business, then we will be quit or free of thine oath which thou hast made us to swear. You got to keep your end of the pledge. Verse 21. And she said, According unto your words, so be it, which is translated Amen in the Bible, so be it. And she sent them away, and they departed. And she bound the scarlet line in the window. Verse 22. And they went and came unto the mountain, and abode there 3 days until the pursuers were returned. And the pursuers sought them throughout all the way, but found them not. Verse 23, so the 2 men returned and descended or came down from the mountain and passed over, that is the Jordan River, and came to Joshua the son of Nun, and told him all things that befell them. Verse 24, and they said unto Joshua, Truly the Lord had delivered into our hands all the land. For even all the inhabitants of the country do faint because of us. So the enemy has no power over the believer because God is on his side. Not saying that we won't be in wars and conflicts and all kinds of trouble in the world, but God will protect us until we have finished our course. So this is the 2nd chapter of the book of Joshua, and we saw Rehab's confession of faith. And next week we'll continue in chapter 3 when they will began to pass over the Jordan River. So thank you all for listening and for viewing, and you all have a good day and a blessed week. Bye.